Hello my fellow hammerheads and welcome to the 5th lore part for the Lumineth Realm Lords. In this video we will cover the Elementary and the Elementor units of the Battle Tome. Elementaries as in the Alarith Stonemage and Alarith Stoneguard, and Elementors as in the Spirit of the Mountain and Avalenor. Before we begin, I recommend that you buy and read this Battle Tome for yourself, because only this way we can support Games Workshop and their authors and you can enjoy the unabridged story for yourself. Also, I will add the faction-specific terminology in the description box down below. The Disciples of the Mountains. After the Ocari Dara, as Teclis learned how to commune with Selenar, he taught the Lumineth to do so as well, worshipping the very mountains whose war forms walk beside them. The Alarith devoted their entire lives to these mountains. The mountains themselves harbor a limitless power within, as they stood tall since the creation of the mortal realms. So the Lumineth cherished the knowledge the mountains have shared with them, knowledge of the passing eons. But the events during the Ocari Dara left many mountains crumbled and broken, filled with corrupted magma and twisted spirits. An attempt to climb or even stand near a mountain was seen as certain death, as the victims were covered by landslides or froze to death. Especially horrible for those who have seen those heights as a shortcut to enlightenment. The Alarith Stonemages were the first to brave the angered mountains, literally surviving storms and other dangers the mountains threw at them. As some of them reached the peaks, others were again grinded into the dirt. The survivors sang songs of subservience to the mountains, asking for forgiveness, creating poetry and art for the mountains. Many perished through malnourishment, but the mountains saw that the intentions of the elves were true, as they gave up their own lives for a slight glimmer of forgiveness. So the mountains started to offer the elves food in form of algae and small animals. The relationship strengthened with time, transforming into a symbiosis. The first Alarith became stoic and enduring, like the mountains themselves. The mages could turn into living and breathing rocks, in a stark contrast to the Zenith temples whose Thalari turned to incorporeal forms. Those stone mages were in total balance, in body and soul. The warriors of the Alarith are called the Stoneguard. Able to stand for an extended period of time, sometimes years, without food or water, these warriors stand guard at the Alarith temples. The nourishment given by the mountains themselves as they plant their feet into the ground in their long watch. Travelers without a sound reason to go past them will see their paths blocked, and if they insist to travel further, they will be knocked out and carried down from the mountains. To become a Stoneguard means to, again, brave the trials of the mountains by fasting, enduring the elements, or survive and run with avalanches to gain the blessing of the mountains. As with the Ydriliqi, the river temple warriors, who let them sink to the bottom of the river with weights on their limbs, which we covered in an earlier video, they have to ask an Alarith to bury them into the ground for a full week. If the mountain is favorable, they are able to breathe through tiny cracks. If not, they will become the nourishment for the mountain. Many graves are still found with unworthy souls. With their mountain stands, the Alarith Stoneguard is able to hold even stampedes, an immovable wall of elves with warhammers. Warhammers containing enchanted rocks gifted by the mountains themselves, which will shatter everything in a single blow. But despite popular belief, not all Alarith wish to emulate the mountains, but try to mimic the rich mineral veins which penetrate the mountains. wielding diamond-cord pick hammers instead of the traditional hammers of the Alarith Stoneguards. These hammers are able to pierce even the armor of demon prince, discharging light if the strike hits true. The Alarith champions are known as true seneschals. These individuals have the option to wield two single-handed hammers, made of multiple layers of magical potent stones. These stones originate from the realms themselves, dating back to the Ocari Dara, the avatars of the Hishian peaks. Manifests of the slow, burning anger of Hish, these prehistoric sentient beings stride with ground-shaking footfalls across the battlefield. Only due to the depth of the relationship between the elementary Stonemages and their chosen elementors, the spirits of the mountains, the avatars of the peaks, will sacrifice the peace of their homelands. Before the spirits of the mountains are able to walk, a form must be built to be taken as an anchor in reality. These avatars are not hewn from realmstone, but shaped by Alarith magic. On top of the shoulders, they will build a small ecosystem, a microcosm of the mountain itself. After that, a massive two-handed hammer is crafted for the avatar. The mask with which the spirit will perceive its surroundings is sculpted in the likeness of the Emetrican longhorns. It is said that these longhorns are immortal and embodies the mountains more than any other creature. Banners with runes are made for them to bear, displaying the likeness of the mountain. But for the spirit to possess the avatar, the Stonemages will spend weeks pleading to them, trying to convince them that the enemy is a threat to reality. But these avatars are a force to be reckoned with, incredibly strong and durable as the mountains themselves. Nothing stands in their way. And greatest of them all is Avalenor. Convinced to fight by Selena herself, no one knows who has made the body for Emetrica's peak. A theory is that the body is entirely composed of naturally occurring ether quartz. But we will never know if it's true or not. What we know is that Avalenor has absorbed enough Hishian light over millennia that it glows even amidst the darkness of Ulgu. The two single-handed hammers are known as the Fire Stealer hammers. Enemies struck by those hammers will freeze and shatter as they focus and channel the freezing temperatures of the mountain's peak and strong enough to shatter city walls with a single blow. But more importantly, the wisdom Avalenor brings is greater than the damage its hammers can do. Insight, which even the gods should listen to, is given freely to everyone. Those who ask worthy questions will be answered with one of the truths of the cosmos itself. If you like it or not, the answer will take its time, as Avalenor is a being of patience. But if you have earned its trust, you will be enlightened to the end of your life. Now, what do you think about the Alarith and their connection to the mountains? Do you love them as much as I do? I'm keen to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you will join us in future videos. So please have a nice day and stay fantastic. Bye bye.